Let's go. Yeah, it's me. Okay. 77 years ago. Just kidding. Okay, sit down. We love you guys. So, did you guys get your tanks full this weekend? What a great weekend, right? Holy cow. You know, you heard from all these great speakers, but what you don't know about all these great speakers is the time that they take in preparing for their talks, because they take it seriously. They take very seriously the information that they're going to be giving you. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally feel we have some of the best speakers in the industry, and that includes MMP. You heard from the Victors this weekend. We got the Dutts up here a little bit. You didn't get to hear a lot from them, but you know, we have great speakers. And you know what? We need you guys up here with us, speaking, pouring your hearts out, and giving the information that people need to go out and build their businesses. But I also have a few more people to thank. Well, first of all, Amanda and Carlos Camelo. They were our hosts this weekend, and they were such great hosts, and thank you. I don't know where they are, but oh, there they are. Yay! And when Sean and Vanessa told us that they were going to be our hosts, we were like, yes! You know, so if you're on their team, we're so proud of them, and just keep working and keep steady, because you know, we know you guys are moving forward. Now, I also want to give a special thanks to Legacy Leadership Collective, and if you guys don't know who that is, who else is it? Sean Luke, Vanessa Donofrio, and Josh Graham. Thank you, thank you. So this wouldn't happen this way. Are they fun and creative? And we're just so blessed to have them be able to lead the office and be able to set this up for all of us. The tech team, you know, I used to always wonder, well, wow, cool lighting, cool staging, like what's going on? Oh, these photographers, oh, look at the office, the pictures we have, you know, and look at the tech team we have. So Ayush Prasad, Jonathan Rodriguez, Victor Miranda, yeah. He's the guy with that camera running around that, you know, every time he comes around me, I've got to like pose. Hey, Victor. And Ariana Gordon. Photography, Naomi Shinato, thank you. And Conquest Productions, Decisive Events, Tom Cox. I don't know if Tom's still here. I don't know if you guys know Tom. He's the tall guy. And he helps set up all the convention centers he helps find them for us and make the deals. And we really appreciate Tom. We've known him for years. You guys know that there's these guys at the door that check you when you come in. That's security. And we don't want to take them for granted. Alex Dima runs that, and Ish Bahana. And I'm hoping they don't mind, but I want to call them up again because, you know, none of this would happen, too, if it weren't for what we call the events committee. And see, what's so great about the events committee is no one makes a final decision without the team, right? And they are together and making decisions together and working it out. We brainstorm together and decide what's going to be best for you guys, for the functions moving forward and for various events moving forward. So if we could pull them out here, Danielle Nafty, Sia Bowler, Kayla Maserati, I know she's not here. She's ready to have her baby. Amanda Crystal, Vanessa Donofrio, who's been all weekend working diligently on stage. They're not coming out. I noticed this. Oh, man. You guys are in trouble. Sean Luke, Anthony Tony, Vinny, and Chrissy Ann Rufa. Yeah. Yeah, you got to know these people. They help set this all up. Me? Right? No, really, thank you guys so much. And, you know, because don't you kind of think you're sitting in their seats, well, this is really cool. I wonder how this all happened. Okay, these people. Right here. So thank you guys so much. We love you. Okay, so today I was asked to talk to you about something I personally believe is the key reason why leaders rise up, even through their adversity and in spite of their lack of personal skills, while others just watch, and then we kind of wonder, how are they getting that done? How are they achieving, right? Have any of you ever felt that way? Like you think you're working so hard and, well, this key factor that I was asked to talk about is the weekend, vision, right? It sets the achievers apart from the non-achievers. It sets the enterprising apart from the procrastinators, and the inspired apart from the wishful thinkers. Now, in my opinion, that something is vision. Years ago, and I don't know if you've been in the business a while, I did a talk about vision because for me, this was always such a significant thing in my life, even growing up. My mom and dad were visionaries. They were, look at this, picture what you want, picture the room before you design it. As a designer, I would walk into a room and I'd see immediately what I wanted that room to become. And it could be cobwebs hanging, it could be beams falling, but I knew exactly what I envisioned. And my clients didn't always understand that, but that's why I became a great designer, because I stuck to that vision. I didn't deviate. I didn't allow other people to sway me from what I believe. No, this is my vision. This is what I want. This is, this is what I see. And years ago when I did the talk, I talked about a swimmer who she was a great swimmer who wanted to swim I think it was the English Channel, and she trained for it, and she went out, and on the day that she went out, it was really foggy and cold, and the waves were hitting, and she swam and swam and swam, and she started to have problems, and then right before she got to the end, she told the people in the boat, "Pull me in." And they said, "But the land isn't far." And she said, "I can't do it, pull me in." And she didn't finish swimming across the English Channel. The next time she went out and trained, she knew that she had to do something different. Was it training more? No, she had trained a lot. The difference was she decided to begin to visualize the land. And so when she went out the next time to swim the English Channel, across the English Channel, she started to visualize the land. In her mind, she saw herself getting to the land, pulling herself out of the water, and achieving the goals she had set for herself. So she ended up going out that day. It was foggy, the conditions were bad again, and lo and behold, she swam across it. And when they interviewed her and asked her what the difference was, she said, "The only difference that I did was I visualized here the land." Vision has been used by athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs for years and years and years, centuries, to achieve goals that they set for themselves. And like I said, I personally have done that throughout my life with the littlest things. Even when Danielle was talking about me painting, I've got this tickle because some of those girls and guys kept me up last night. It was so fun. I love that, by the way. Thank you. Thank you for wanting to stay up with Vinny and I, by the way. Back to my talk. I get to sway a bit. But, bottom line is there's so many stories I could tell you about people who visualized before they achieved it. But I chose this one for you guys. Wilma Rudolph, born in 1940 in Tennessee, Wilma Rudolph was the 20th of 22 children. Could you imagine? At just 4 years old, oh, thank you. At just 4 years old, she contracted polio. The disease paralyzed her left leg, and doctors told her she'd never walk again without a brace, let alone run. But Wilma had a vision. She saw herself running like other kids, free and fast. She saw herself playing. She loved to run, so she just kept visualizing herself running and running. And despite poverty and racial segregation and the limited medical resources, her mother helped fuel that vision. She massaged Wilma's legs daily and encouraged her to imagine walking, then to imagine running, then to imagine running fast, then to imagine crossing a finish line. By age 9, Wilma took off her leg brace and walked unaided for the first time. But she didn't stop there. She had learned something. She had learned how to visualize, and it had worked. At 13, she entered her first track meet. She lost. Actually, she lost badly. But guess what? She kept running. How many of you have known people who have gotten in the business, or maybe if you're new, you get discouraged. Maybe you lose badly. Maybe it's the first person you talk to and they make a face at you and you think, oh, that was so bad. She kept running. You got to keep running. She visualized herself crossing finish lines, not as a disabled girl, but as an Olympic champion. She upped her game. You know where this is going. At age 20, in the 1960 Rome Olympics, Wilma Rudolph won 3 gold medals in track and field. She was the first American woman ever to do so. She became famed as the fastest woman in the world. What started as an unfortunate event, it was terrible that she had polio. Polio was a terrible disease back then. But it became a victory story for Wilma because of her vision. Proverbs 29:18 tells us, where there is no vision, people perish. Why? Well, think about it. Without vision, there is no direction. Without direction, you will never know where you are truly going, so you wander aimlessly thinking you're doing something. Have any of you ever done a lot of work and you think, I'm doing so much work? But is your eye on the ball? Is the vision in your sights? Are you really looking at where you want to go? Because if you're not, the truth is you're lost in the wilderness. Imagine driving a car and someone says, you know what? You're a pretty good driver. I'm going to let you use my sports car, my Ferrari. And you can drive it as fast as you want. In fact, I would suggest press that pedal down. The only obstacle you may have is I'm going to blindfold you. Would you be able to drive that car? No. You would crash, most likely, right? Because without a distinct notion of where you're going, without a lucid visualization of what we want to achieve, we drift like a boat without oars. We can't really accomplish what we want to accomplish. But with vision, we move forward with purpose, with clarity, with a commitment, right? Oprah Winfrey once said, create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life because you become what you believe. Your belief is your fuel. You can't build big if you think small. When we came to our first function, like so many of you, we heard speaker after speaker, and we were so mesmerized by their stories. We just started to think, wow, their story is kind of like ours. Or maybe their story is worse than ours. And look what they've accomplished. For the first time, Vinny and I, since we had lost our furniture business, we were given hope. When we heard Rich DeVos come out on stage and say those words, "Why are you here and what is this all about?" And then he went on to deliver a speech that, we used throughout our business. We always talked about it. We always spoke from stage about that speech because he set the standard for us of what we wanted. He gave us the hope that we could do it. We believed we could build a big Amway business because we knew that if we applied ourselves, if we did the steps that they told us we needed to take, if we did it with integrity, and we kept our eye on what we wanted, we could become successful in the Amway business. The first function, it painted such a clear vision of success, a vision of hard work, a vision of where we personally wanted to be. That first weekend, it catapulted us. Right, Vin? We went home, we were just, you think he's excited now at 69? You think I'm excited now at Santiago, I didn't want to do a rules violation, so I'm not telling my age. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hey, I'm going to be 70, and I'm proud of it. We hung on strong to that hope that we were given. Why are you here, and what is this all about? Our goal must be to make the lonely, the frustrated, the scared have that sense of hope and security that we must give them. That's why we're here, and that's what this is all about. Thank you, Rich DeVos. We became disciplined and developed the necessary habits to build the Amway business. We ignored where we were, and we focused and visualized on where we were going. Yeah, obstacles happened along the way, but we just kept picturing where we wanted to be. And we kept moving forward, and we kept going towards the land where we knew we would achieve. We educated ourselves about the products. I loved the products. We have the best products. Do we have the best products? Holy cow. And just saying, come October, there's some amazing products coming out. Make sure you learn what those products are, but a great concealer coming out, ladies. Just saying, a new Labs product coming out. We focused on all that. We educated ourselves. We learned as much about the products as we could so that what? We didn't lose credibility with people that we were working so hard to help them build their businesses too. We attended all the trainings. We didn't say, I don't feel good. If we didn't feel good, you know what? Did we go to work that day? Well, if we did, obviously, if we're really sick, we need to stay home and take care of ourselves and not spread our germs. But we attended all functions. We made sure we were at all the trainings. We read the books. I didn't want to read when I got in. I had gone to college. I had read so much there. I was so tired of reading. I didn't want to read anymore. How many people know that feeling after going to college? It was like, not another book. I realized I needed to read. I watched him read. He was the best example for me. I saw how he was growing through the reading and how excited he was about the books. Guess what? That was a great example for me. And I started to read people skills books and books that when I would be reading it, I'd say, why am I reading this book? And I'd say, wow, that sounds like me. Wow, that can't be me. Wow, that really does sound like me. You know what? That's me. We talked to a lot of people. We got around our coaches. How can you win a basketball game if you're playing for the team and you say, Coach, I'm not going to get around you. I'm not going to come. I'll just show up to the game. No, don't just show up to the game. Get around your coaches and we actively built our business without looking back at the people who weren't interested. You live your lives with people not interested in things you may not be interested in. You go to a movie, you think it's the best movie, then you hear from a best friend, I didn't like that movie. You go to a restaurant, you think it's the best restaurant, and you hear from someone, I don't think that restaurant's good. We just went to a restaurant, we thought it was a terrible restaurant, and then some of our friends said to us, well, we have to try this restaurant. It's one of the best restaurants we've been to. So what? We didn't care about the people that weren't interested. We had our eye on our vision. Vinny and I painted a picture in our heads as to where we wanted to be tomorrow, next month, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and beyond. We were completely believing we could achieve all those milestones if we put our work behind it. We even started creating vision boards for ourselves. Have anyone ever done that? That was fun. At first I thought, this is silly. And then as I got into it, I literally covered a wall that was from there to there with what we wanted in our lives. It was for us. You don't have to do that, but that was for us. We wanted to do that. Look, the journey wasn't always easy. And it wasn't always fun. Sometimes it was disappointing and often frustrating. Sometimes we even were hurt by people that we thought would take the journey with us, and they decided somewhere along the way they didn't want to. But you know what? Along the way, we never lost our vision. And therefore, there was never a question in our minds that we would achieve our ultimate goal. Along the way, we made beautiful friends. We learned new things. We did new things. And we kept getting more and more that wanted to run with us, that had their vision. You guys, you have such a great opportunity with the Amway business and with this team, MMP. But it's totally up to you to make the decision to become aggressively fierce in your vision quest. So, Vinny and I have always had a vision for you, and we'll continue to have it. You're probably wondering, well, I thought she was going to talk about the vision they have for us. I told you about the vision we had for us, for Vinny and I. You have to figure out what your vision is. I did this whole talk to get to what Vinny and I visualize for our team. We've always believed the Pappalardo team would go to 10,000 plus people. Yes. And you see it happening. We always believed we would surround ourselves with great leaders. You met so many of them this weekend, and you haven't met them all. You know why? Well, some of them are at distance, like Luis and Jackie. Some of them are in this audience with you guys. We've always believed the Pappalardo team would build, that it would be a business of people of integrity who cared about other people and believed in family, freedom, hope, and reward, the Amway. People who wanted to impact others and impact their own families. I'm going to ask you guys this question because I'm out of time. I see that. I've got 43 seconds. Good going. Who's coming with us? Really? I don't know. Oh, there's some. Yeah? Yep. Who's got their visions? There's some. Yep. Yeah. I think that's what we need. You know, so I want you to visualize it. I want you to believe it. I want you to visualize what you want. I don't care how you do it. Write it down, put it in pictures, Visualize what you want. Decide what you want from this business. It may not be what we wanted. Believe it, speak it, but you got to take action. You got to swim. You got to run. You got to do what it takes to get the job done, and you'll achieve it. I believe in you. We love you so much. It's been a great weekend. This was so much fun getting to know so many of you. And I'm going to turn this over. Safe trip home, guys.
For the calendar year 2024, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, we want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited. For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects.